Hello, happy Monday. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of NEWS2. I'm Sandra Mansing, topping our newscast. The Senate Finance Committee, chaired by Senator Clifford Graham, met on St. Thomas Monday for this week's round of budget hearings. First up was the Water and Power Authority. WAPA officials said although their projections indicate more earnings this year, WAPA is still under a crippling financial crisis. NEWS2's April Knight has more.
Water and Power Authority officials have been frequenting the Senate in the past few weeks. On Monday, it was to present their projections for fiscal year 2017. WAPA projects an increase in electricity sales, according to interim WAPA CEO Julio Reimer.
ELEC revenues projected are based on a reduction in fuel costs due to the drop in oil prices and the conversion to LPG. The electric system is projected to earn sales revenues of $265.9 million from the sale of 666,123 megawatt hours of electricity and $3.1 million of other revenue.
But the authority's crushing fiscal issues continue. Moody's recently dealt a blow to its ratings, and the downgrade makes it more difficult for WAPA to borrow money and pay its vendors.
Local financial institution, have you had any discussion with them, and do you believe it will affect you also with the local institutions?
It's already affected the authority with the local institutions. This time around, it took longer to actually complete the renewal of the lines of credit due to the downgrades.
Some of WAPA's biggest collectibles are from the two hospitals and the Waste Management Authority, which owe millions of dollars in power bills. Waste Management officials have said they're arranging a payment plan, but the hospitals have yet to coordinate with WAPA on a solution.
You were here a few weeks ago in front of my committee, the Committee of Energy, and we had WAPA testify. After that meeting, have you had any type of communication with either hospital? Anything at all?
No.
See.
Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
Now also at the Senate was the Virgin Islands Housing Authority. Virgin Islands Housing Authority Executive Director Robert Graham explained how the Housing Authority helps low-income families find homes and how the authority was thus affected by the economic recession.
As such, the territory's economic downturn has dramatically affected some of our residents' ability to pay rent. The trend in rental income continues to decrease. 4 years ago, the rental income was approximately $6 million. In fiscal year 2014, the rental income collected was $4 million. In fiscal year 2015, the downward trend continues, with the rental income received at $3.8 million.
Governor Kenneth Mapp has announced that Mr. Shelley Moorhead has been appointed to fill the position of Secretary General to the Inter-Virgin Islands Council. On September 3rd, 2016, the Mapp-Potter administration will be hosting the first meeting of the Inter-Virgin Islands Council and will be welcoming a delegation from the government of the British Virgin Islands to St. Thomas. Mr. Moorhead will be coordinating all GVI department and agency heads regarding participation on the standing committees of the IVIC, which will actively engage with the BVI counterparts. Moorhead currently serves as the Special Advisor for External Affairs and also serves on the Centennial Commission. Some Virgin Islands voters will be casting their votes in the primaries starting this week. Although the actual day of the primary is not until next weekend, those who want to get ahead may visit the election offices. Joint Election Board Chairman Arturo Watlington spoke to NEWS2 about how ready they are for the influx of voters. Here's more from NEWS2's April Knight.
The first votes for the 2016 election season will be cast this week, and Joint Election Board Chairman Arturo Watlington said everything is in place.
Anyone who is a registered Democrat can come in and vote for the individuals who are nominated for public office from the Democratic Party and to vote for the candidates for party officers.
Now, the election offices on all three islands, including the one here on St. Thomas, are all getting ready for the early voting part of the primary elections. That goes on from Tuesday until Sunday.
There are 3 places for the early voting, and of course then we'll be gearing up for our primary election on August 6th.
But the recently purchased express vote machines will not be ready in time for the primaries. The voters will have to fill in the paper ballots and feed them into the DS200, just like in the 2014 elections.
We have a contractual problem down in the Department of Property and Procurement, and that held up the delivery of those machines. Hopefully we'll have them for our general election.
This year, though, only the Democrats will be holding their primaries. There will also be 2 ballots, one for public officials like senators and delegate to Congress, and another for Democratic Party offices. The public officials' ballots will be fed into the DS200s, while the party office ballots will be separated for a hand count.
We'll be hand counting those ballots. We've asked
just for the party officers.
Just for the party offices. We'll be looking for high school grads and college students to come and assist us counting the ballots and, in fact, getting a little education in terms of how an election is run.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Meanwhile, speaking of counting the ballots, the St. Thomas-St. John District Board of Elections, they're seeking high school graduates and college students to assist with the counting of ballots process from August 6, 2016 until August 16th. All students must be registered voters in the St. Thomas and St. John District and will receive a per diem of $75 per day. Contact the Board of Elections for details. Overseas, the Democratic National Convention is getting off to a rocky start today after an email scandal that broke over the weekend and showed party officials worked against Senator Bernie Sanders during the primary season. Chris Welch joins us from Philadelphia with the latest.
It's day one of the Democratic National Convention, and party leaders face the challenging task of bringing the party together. Senator Bernie Sanders addressed the division in his party in a rally this afternoon and said it's time for Democrats to unify and defeat Donald Trump.
And we have got to elect Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine.
But the latest scandal may further divide the party. Over the weekend, thousands of private DNC emails were leaked and posted online, raising questions about whether Democratic Party leaders actively supported Hillary Clinton's campaign during the primaries. Outgoing DNC chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz announced Sunday that she would resign after the convention.
Thank you all so much.
But after questions persisted over her leadership, she announced this afternoon she was going to reduce her role even further, saying, "I have decided that in the interest of making sure that we can start the Democratic convention on a high note, that I am not going to gavel in the convention." The Clinton campaign echoing that it's time to put party differences aside and move forward.
And I think it's just a tribute to her willingness to do whatever it takes to have a distraction-free convention here so that we can all come together as a party.
In Philadelphia, I'm Chris Welch.
Meanwhile, a series of events in Germany. On 18th of July, a teenage Afghan refugee hacked at passengers on a train with an axe and knife, wounding 5. He was shot dead by police. On July 22nd, a German teenager of Iranian heritage shot dead 9 people in Munich before shooting himself dead. On July 24th, a 21-year-old Syrian refugee killed a woman with a machete and wounded 5 other people as he fled before being arrested. And then later that day, a 27-year-old Syrian whose refugee application had been refused blew himself up outside a bar in Ansbach. 15 people were wounded around 10 p.m. Sunday night. Officials say the man entered Germany 2 years ago. They say the backpack he wore was filled with screws and nails, indicating that he meant to hurt or kill others as well. Keeping our eye on the economy, Verizon has agreed to pay $4.83 billion for Yahoo. Both companies made the announcement before markets opened on Monday. The sale puts an end to Yahoo's 21-year history as an independent company. The Verizon deal must be approved by regulators and is expected to be finalized early next year. Verizon and Yahoo did not immediately comment on who will lead Yahoo once that deal is complete. It's unclear what Yahoo's CEO, Marissa Mayer, will do after the deal closes. Here's a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. Everything down. We can see the Dow 77 down, and NASDAQ down 2, S&P 500 also down at 6. Coming up on News 2, Coast Guard and Customs, as well as Border Protection, their law enforcement personnel seized approximately 125 pounds of cocaine Friday morning aboard a ferry in Puerto Rico. Also, more on the work of the RICO students, the filmmakers, as they prepare for their premiere of that film they've been working all summer on. Welcome back. Coast Guard and Customs and Border Protection law enforcement personnel, they seized approximately 125 pounds of cocaine Friday morning aboard the Isleno ferry in Fajardo, Puerto Rico. The seized contraband was estimated to have a wholesale value of approximately $1.42 million. A Coast Guard boarding team conducting a surveillance patrol with a CBP officer K-9 team at the Fajardo ferry terminal. They conducted a pair-side boarding of the Isleno after passengers had disembarked from the vessel. Coast Guard and CBP law enforcement team located 2 suitcases in plain view that were found to contain 50 wrapped packages of suspected contraband. A field test conducted at the scene revealed the contents to be cocaine. Vitima is hosting 4 hurricane awareness courses for anyone interested in learning about hazards associated with hurricanes and how to prepare. It will provide participants with a basic understanding of the latest knowledge in hurricane science, forecasting, warning, and preparedness. The course is also designed to enhance the ability of decision makers to identify hazards and to better prepare for and mitigate the impacts of high winds, heavy rain, and storm surge. These are the dates. On St. Croix, it's August 1st and 2nd. On St. Thomas, the date is August 5th and 6th, with 2 training sessions each day, the Department of Education and at the Department of Human Services on St. Thomas and at the Curriculum Center on St. Croix. A Virgin Islands National Guard unit will participate in an emergency response exercise, the 23rd Weapons of Mass Destruction Civil Support Team. They will undergo a proficiency evaluation. The lanes training takes place on Wednesday, July 27th at Kramus Park between the hours of 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Specialized Guard Unit participates in proficiency exercises as a certification requirement. The community should not be alarmed, they say, if they see blue response vehicles in the area. Also, motorists, you're asked to observe safety and the road rules when you encounter a grouping of military vehicles on the roadways of St. Croix. Also, the Virgin Islands National Guard, they're hosting TRICARE Latin America and Canada and International SOS for 2 days next week. TRICARE is the healthcare program serving uniformed service members worldwide. Representatives will conduct town hall meetings for eligible beneficiaries. The briefing is open to all active duty military retirees, traditional guardsmen, family members, and anyone who uses TRICARE as their medical insurance. One was held today at the National Guard Joint Force Headquarters building in Estate Bethlehem St. Croix on St. Thomas. It's coming up Thursday, July 28th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Sergeant First Class Leonard Francis Readiness Center in Estate Nazareth. Freedom Schools VI welcomed Lieutenant Governor Oswald Potter to its Lockhart Elementary site on Monday, July 18th, and its Alla F. Muller Elementary site on Tuesday, July 19th. That's part of Lieutenant Governor's week-long tour of the territory's 5 freedom schools, participating in a 6-week pilot this summer. Following the reading session, the students embarked on a series of high-spirited musical and dance routines. Lieutenant Governor Potter continued his tour on July 20th at the Julius E. Sprouse School on St. John and at St. Croix's Juanita Gardin Elementary School on July 21st, as well as the Claudio Marco Elementary School on July 22nd. Freedom Schools VI, it's funded through private donations from individuals and corporations. Some young students are on their way to becoming actual film producers and editors. We told you about the RICO Center's Youth Movie Making Workshop. They're presenting the final products during a red carpet premiere. The summer workshop challenged youth between the ages of 11 to 16 to learn all aspects, such as operating the cameras, writing scripts, and using digital editing industry standard computer software. Here's more.
I'm the director of the movie Hide and Seek. I will probably just stick to being a producer or an actor because I wanted to be a director, but it's a little stressful. You have to figure out the different shots, you have to figure out what they're doing, and you have to take the complaints. And honestly, being a director means you're just directing the thing, making it happen.
I am an actor and part of the special effects team. The reason I joined YMW is because I want to become a director in the future so I can make my own movies and entertain people. I also might want to be an actor because in my mind I have good acting skills, but I'm kind of leaning toward director.
So come to Rifle Center for the Youth Arts Festival at Saturday at 6 p.m.
More from the students. You're doing a good job. Now, that youth movie making workshop, they will be debuting the Hide and Seek, that's the name of the production, as their 10th movie project since that program began in 2001. Hide and Seek is about a group of kids who go on a camping trip and decide to play hide and seek deep in a forest that is supposedly haunted. While hiding, each camper experiences a life-changing moment that is brought about by some supernatural encounter, which alters their perception of each other. Also, the Reichel Center will be hosting the first ever Youth Arts Festival, combining the UVI Music Camp, the School of Visual Arts, and the Youth Movie Making Workshop. That's all on Saturday, July 30th at 6 p.m. This year, the UVI Music Camp will conduct a music concert through sunset when the movie premiere begins, and the School of Visual Arts will display the students' artwork throughout the evening. It's all a free event. Here's more.
This Saturday, on July 30th, we're going to have a culmination of a series of different projects brought together in a youth arts festival. We're going to be premiering our movie Hide and Seek, and I'm here with Professor Van Zen from the UVI Music Camp, Summer Camp, who's also going to be doing a concert as a combination of a project that we've been working on for an idea to sort of bring the youth arts together.
Ms. Humphrey called me up and said that they would like to do a collaboration with my music camp, which I was thoroughly thrilled to find that out, especially since it's being done at Reichel Center, where the students have not performed here before. So we're really looking forward for this grand presentation on Saturday at 6 p.m. here at Reichel Center. Please come up and join us.
We also, as a part of this process, we also have the School of Visual Arts and Careers, who are going to also have an art exhibit as a part of this project. The best part about this, it's free.
That's right. Be sure to check it out. Support the youngsters. Stick around. Your NEWS2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Across the Virgin Islands and the Leewards as well. Satellite pictures showing a little area of moisture, though. That's a very weak tropical wave that's going to continue to move westward, mainly to the north of the islands, but it'll increase our chance for a shower or thunderstorm as we go throughout the day on Tuesday. That's more of a notice for the boaters rather than the beachgoers, because I still think we'll get plenty of sunshine. Wider view of the satellite picture shows an area of low pressure moving across the central Atlantic. No impacts from that. And if we look upstream, again, there's that wave. You can see it a little bit better here on the visible picture. Farther off to the east, another wave coming through. We'll have to keep an eye on both as we go through the rest of this week. Partly cloudy tonight. Temperatures will stay in the lower 80s. Could be a couple of showers around, but those showers very few and far between. We'll watch for a shower or two on St. John tomorrow. Temperature still gets to 90 degrees, so even if we don't see a full day of sunshine, still a very nice afternoon. High of 90 in St. Thomas, with again a chance for a shower or two as that wave moves through. There could be a rumble of thunder, especially on northern shores. So again, boaters and swimmers want to keep that in mind. If you hear the thunder, see the dark skies, time to get out of the water and seek shelter until that shower or storm passes by. We'll be watching for a shower or two near St. Croix as well. Temperatures will end up in the lower 90s. Here's that marine forecast. Out on the Atlantic side, waves generally 3 to 5 feet. Could be some waves around 7 feet at times, with winds out of the east at about 10 to 15 knots. Same easterly trade wind on the Caribbean side as well. Waves about 3 to 5 feet as we go throughout Tuesday afternoon. 5-day forecast keeps things pretty consistent. A chance for a shower more likely on Tuesday, and then again on Thursday as that second wave moves through. But each day we can't totally rule out the chance for just a little bit of wet weather. High temperatures stay very consistent in the low 90s. Lows will stay nice and warm in the lower 80s. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you for that. It's time for our News to Weather picture there by Adira Villard of Ricardo Richards Elementary School, sharing this nice, calm, and serene picture there. The scene is very nice. And that's the outlook we're hoping for as we kick off a brand new week. Adira, thank you for that. Send us your News to Weather picture to the address right there on the screen. News 2 Innovative Business Center, 4611 Tutu Park, Suite 300, St. Thomas, VI 00802. Be sure to stick around. We have much more coming up. News 2 Sports is on the way.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. It was an action-packed sports weekend on the Big Island. So much fun, so little time. Let's start with the Little League Caribbean Regional Championship game. It's Curacao versus the VI St. Thomas team. The winner goes on to Williamsport, Pennsylvania to play in the Little League World Series. Top of the second inning, no score. Curacao with runners on second and third. And Jaden Josespa lines one in the gap. 2-run score, Curacao up 2-0. Josespa is also Curaçao's starting pitcher. More on that later. Top of the third, Curaçao gets some unexpected help. There's an error. Then a pitch in the dirt that gets away. A run scores. It's 3-0. With runners on second and third, Nazine Fernandez drives in 2 more in the gap for a 5-0 Curaçao lead. Bottom of the third, the VA has a chance to get back into the game. 2 runners on when Tijai Jackson hits a smash to third, which turns into a 5-4-3 double play. Rally over. Bottom 6, and Josespa, who gave up only 1 hit, fans Van Berenhout Jr. for the final out. Curaçao wins 5-0, and it's on to Williamsport. Congrats to Curaçao and the VI team from St. Thomas. Hey, hold your head up, guys. You did the VI proud. From the first baseline to the free throw line, we go to Ronald Charles Gymnasium at Central High School. It was packed to the rafters for the Rakeem Christmas Charity All-Star Basketball Extravaganza. The festivities included a 3-point shooting contest, and check out this rock the cradle in the slam dunk competition. The game featured All-Stars from St. Thomas versus St. Croix in a highly competitive and entertaining game, won by St. Croix 73-65 and led by Zach Jones, who put up 27 points. Big fun was had by Senators Sanders and VLA, who had to race end-to-end putting on shorts and jerseys before hitting a 3. Senator VLA with the sweet stroke. The real winners are the kids of the VI. Proceeds will go towards building and repairing basketball courts on St. Croix and St. Thomas.
Very proud of what he has done. It's his first year in the NBA, and he's already giving back to the island of St. Croix. So hats off to Rakeem Christmas and his whole organization. Very, very excited about the possibility of us moving on. And we can only imagine as he gets better and better in the NBA and makes more money what it's going to mean to St. Croix. So congratulations. And in reference to the competition and me beating Sanders, I had a wonderful time. It was impromptu. The competition came up. A spur of the moment, they said, come, we needed to do it. But I felt good when I left my hand, and it was after class, so 1 shot. I know I had him.